And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up everyone, and we're back here today with the vid in the, well, focusing on a tank that used to be featured on the channel pretty much every week, but I've kind of toned down on that a little bit and looking at the LTTB and the idea of, is it still my favorite tank in the game to play? Short answer, yes. Still very much so. Granted, it's not the most played tank I take out anymore. I used to play this thing religiously, pretty much every session. Now, I may play it once a session, may not even play it at all a session, and then some other times I'll play it for an hour straight. It just kind of varies on how I'm feeling, but and I think that's okay. I can still say it's my favorite to play, just based off of consistency's sake and how well this tank fits how I like to play scouts. And just how I like to play the game in general, which is very aggressive, while also making good use of, I guess, view range, even though this thing doesn't have the best in that category at all, ever, in terms of camo and view range ability on this thing. But it's very active scout, very maneuverable, and just a blast to play overall for myself. It can be a little tippy if you're not careful, but it's okay. It's not quite levels of, say, a T50-2, but it's pretty high. It's pretty skinny and kind of high profile, so it can tip over quite easily if you're not careful with your driving. And yeah, there's still some other tanks that I've played recently a lot more, such as the Turtle, Vanguard, stuff like that. And while those tanks are fun, and that's probably why I play them so much. It's just playing something a little slightly different, I guess, which helps, and a little more fresh, versus this thing I've been playing for probably 3.5 years at this point, and still love every moment of it. Still just utterly fantastic to play, with this nice little 85mm has on it with 180 alpha, and it just works. It just clicks for me, I guess. It's one of those tanks. And it always will. I could jump in this thing after not playing for 6 months and probably still put up ridiculous scores. It's a comfort level, I guess, with the tank. And the play style of it is probably the easiest way to put it. It's just that I can always consistently put out really, really, really good games in it. No matter matchups, too. And you'll see that in the second game of this vid. This first game is kind of a rampage. It's me and Swindle in this. Swindle's in the Turtle, probably my second favorite tank in the game at this point. I'd probably say you've probably seen that tank a ton too. We're actually aiming for the ammo rack on the A44 there, but we don't quite pop it. Now we have the T43, which is also made just, yeah, different modules to break, including the ammo rack and you saw the fuel tanks. Can't quite use the gun impression here. Trying to put some into them blind. Since they're kind of disappearing. I do have a ridiculous crew in this thing. Obviously, after over 1,700 battles, I think it's like a 20 perk crew officially now in this bad boy. So we should be able to outspot any of these guys. This is a very tier 8 game, so we should massacre these people or these players if we play this correctly. And so far, we're kind of doing that. Although the game is still tied, but that's usually a good sign for having really good results as we sneak one into the side armor there, the proto, and just kind of being a general pest. But now we're probably going to go a little ham, just because we can. We have a heavy tank popping up behind us, so we can't really sit here. We're going to go in on the T28 Prot, make use of our amazing mobility and decent DPM for this little thing, and just pump shot after shot after shot into the C28 Prot, as he does get one into Swindle. Unfortunately, we put another one into the prototype. Will we get the finishing shot? And yes, we will, and killing him for our third kill of this game. And now it's just a little more in our favor. We can take the time to aim here a little bit, try to track the T43, and we do. Will we get the kill? No. Swindle finishes him off for like 4 damage. So unfortunate for that. But now the heavy tank that was coming up behind us has finally got here because it's a Black Prince and is slow as hell. And now he's just gonna get pounced on by me and Swindle here. This is basically just he's in a he's in a ravine, surrounded by 5 tanks. Yeah, he's not in a good situation here at all. Going for the tracking. 85mm on this though. It's a little tough to track people. He gets set on fire twice. Once by Swindle, once by me. So that poor guy found out the hard way. Of tier 8 lights are very, very strong in just straight tier up matchmaking. And unfortunately, Swindle gets taken out by the LT432. The others, Russian tier 8 light, which I was hoping to really like a lot. We do ram him. Not really the best idea, but whatever. It's the end of the game. We're not really too concerned about losing this at this point, hopefully. Racking up 4,400 damage so far and 5 kills. The one thing that I wish this tank had more of is ammo. That's why I wanted to like the LT432 so much, because it's very similar to this, at least on the other versions of the game, the PC version. It seems like a very similar playstyle tank, but the nerfs that it received just make it an okay tank. It's not great, it's not bad, but it's just doesn't feel the same as playing this. I just wish the LTTB had the ammo capacity of the LT432, because things could be a lot different in terms of the ammo or the damage output of this thing. Because right now it's maxed out at about 7,500, and that's penning every single shot. Good luck penning every single shot in a light tank. But with RNG like that, yeah, you know, anything's possible maybe. It's disgusting for the Top Gun, and now we're going for the Devastator, I guess. It's LT432 playing. Nobody knows. Yes, he is. He's sat in the corner. The tier 7 version of this. We're just trying to outmaneuver him at this point. He has low pen, so he may struggle to pen us as he does bounce off there. That is another great feature of this tank. I've talked to that fact endlessly about this tank. You could write probably a book on what my thoughts of on the LTTB based on the videos in the channel are. But finish that game off with our 7th kill. Pretty easy win, given the matchmaking. Just shy of 5k damage. Very, very nice result in the LTTB. 2k base. And yeah, just a solid game there in my favorite tank. But Kasserine is a kind of friendly map for light tanks and this thing. So the second game, we're actually going to go on to Himmelsdorf in a very unfavorable matchup for this thing. But we're going to put in some work and see what the result is for that one. But yeah, overall, I still love this thing. I don't play it as much because it's just kind of, I don't know. You all probably don't want to see LTTB videos, at least probably maybe half of you, just endlessly. I could do that, but just no, I'm not going to do that to you all. So probably another reason I still like this thing is just I played this thing a lot when I did do comp play, which is, God, so many years. That's probably 2.5 years ago now, probably almost 3. And I only probably played in like 3 tournaments, if that, maybe. But when I did, I played almost exclusively this tank, especially in tier 8 comp battles, I guess, like WCT1 and stuff like that, if you know what I'm talking about. But I almost played exclusively this thing when it was tier 8, 754 matchmaking, I think or setup, I think it was. I'm trying to go back quite a ways, so somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that was the setup for tier 8. And that's talking about the number of tanks versus the tier numbers, I guess. So those were the days, and yeah, I just generally enjoyed playing this thing and that because it just was so much fun to just outduel the Bulldogs that had always the 10-shot autoloader and such. And I probably should make a video as we do get. I always like this position for Himmelsdorf to go a little off track, but I probably should make a video at some point, kind of detailing how even my limited time playing comp, which was very, very limited. You ask somebody in the clan that, especially that's been around, but it definitely helped me develop way more quickly as a player, just in terms of understanding a lot of what's going on. So maybe I'll do that in a future video. If I can get together with somebody and just talk about it, I guess. Get some hindsight thoughts on that, because I don't want to just it's changed a little bit maybe, but it definitely did help me, and yeah, it can definitely help you too. So look for comp stuff maybe, I don't know, but yeah, maybe for a future vid there, if anybody's interested in kind of understanding how that helped me get better or get good, put it that way. So we're on Himmelsdorf. Obviously, you've seen the matchup, and it is not very kind for a tier 8 light tank at all. It's very, very tier 10. Himmelsdorf, even a tier 8 matchup in a light tank, is not ideal, much less in this very, very, very bottom tier game. So we're just trying to play the supporting role. We see this Death Star rolling in on the Progetto. I was running away from the Progetto, but I have a 183mm cannon now. Kind of bait the Progetto, and yeah, he gets slapped by the Death Star for 1300. Progetto's going for us because, yeah, haha, you bounced off the tier 8 light tank, and now you're dead. Love that love this tank for that. And we bounced another one from Lance and C. Could have had that shell back. That was kind of lazy. Looking for another one. Apparently that truck is indestructible and counts as armor. Try to look for one, and we do connect on the Lance and C. Those shells would be nice to have back at the end of this game, but what you're going to do, you don't know what the ending's going to be. But looking for another shot, and yeah, we did get another one right into him as he's running away. Fortunately, we do eat a shot from the STRV who's looking this way. Unfortunately, looking for a shot on him. Not really ever going to pen that, so again, questionable decision making there. Going for the Cupola, but with the accuracy of the LTTB, that's kind of a shot I just really shouldn't have taken, if we're honest here. And you can see the score now. It is 3-8. They have steamrolled the hill. They've basically steamrolled here. We're getting some lucky pens, even with APCR on the side of the VK. And now we're kind of running away because we don't want to be the center of attention of the VK. So we're going to try to make it as close as we can, and this game's going to be very hard to win, as we're down many, many tanks, and they've got the hill, which is a very strong position on Himmelsdorf, especially when you're coming down from it. And we know this VK is going right at the Death Star, so you're going to be distracted. He's kind of alone, and so we're going to take advantage of his attention being all in the Death Star to come in and help our Death Star friend once again. Had some pretty good teamwork with this guy through this game, so that's nice to kind of see, even though this is going to, yeah, we'll see. This is not going our way so far. And right now we're using up a lot of APCR rounds just because of this matchmaking. We want to make sure we pen this guy. Even the rear is kind of a tricky shot. With only 170 pen on the AP, you can get some weird bounces off stuff like a Panzer 7 like this. It's not a VK. They almost look the same though, basically, just different guns. And we put another one into him, and the Death Star finishes him off with a Hesh round, I would imagine. But now we have a lot of the horde coming down from the hill, and unfortunately I can't really stay here even to help the Death Star. I would just die and not help anybody, as we got 3 or 4 tanks coming in here, all tier 10 almost, except for the tier 8 Lancin or Dragon, I think that was. And unfortunately I had to leave that guy because I'm not going to be much help to him. I help to anybody dead, as he's taken out very quickly. See, there's 4 tanks. And now we're just going to see if we can take our services to help our last 2 teammates in tier 10 heavies, and see if we can't maybe take a few of them off the board here. Obviously, we want to take out the Conqueror. That one bounces. Maybe could have aimed. Take our time and aim the last one. Nope, we bounced that one too. Again, not penning my shots very well here. We do finish them off with the 3rd shot though, but ammo that could have been very important at the end of this game if we used slightly better decision making there. Again, another shot missed. And you don't think of this stuff, I guess, while you're playing. You're just like, okay, that's fine. We only have AP left, so maybe if we had APCR, we can pen the lower play of the Wheezy, but we don't. So this is kind of an awkward position. We can't really pen that guy frontally, even though the Wheezy's armor in the front isn't that great. Really, another missed shot. Again, we're just kind of blowing through ammo that we really, really need, honestly. So yeah, there's a chieftain up on the hill behind us. He misses. This is a very ballsy play, I guess, for charging right to where those 2 tanks were at, but it's the only way I'm going to get around this 705 with any luck. Again, bounce another shot. Again, rewatching this replay makes me kind of hate myself a little bit on the inside because of the amount of ammo I just wasted on shots that really weren't great. So while this is going to be a pretty good result, it could have been better maybe and allowed me to play it a little smarter at the end, but we'll get there. As our 705A does finish off the 705 using the corpse of the Wheezy 120 to kind of hide myself and him as he was kind of paying attention again to myself. Now, I can't fight those guys head on again because I'm not going to really do much. Trying to get an angle if I can, but he gets taken out quickly. It was a one shot. So now it's just me versus 2 tier 10s and a tier 8. And I only have 8 rounds of ammo left. And the chieftain is on like half health from what I remember. If I saw him very quickly, or I think Petty told me, because I have a team with Petty in this game. And at this point, I'm actually going after the chieftain because he's by himself, and I don't think the other 2 tanks are going to get there very quickly. So I'm thinking, hey, at least I can try to take this guy out, and then see what's possible after that, because the E6 is on like 1100 health, and the Dragon is on like half health, like 600 health. So realistically, unless I get a lot of fires, this game is not winnable, but the chieftain isn't exactly right in this position where I thought he was. What's actually happened is he's gone around the castle down here, straight ahead of me, and we've just looped around ourselves somehow without seeing each other, so that's pretty funny. Playing loop-de-loop. But we kind of figured that out. One of them's on the cap now, and yeah, there's the chieftain. And again, we RBRT. Kind of unlucky we hit the one spot where we don't pen the chieftain on the engine deck, but now we're just going straight in. It's our only opportunity to really try to put another one into him. We're just able to outrun his turret in a situation. We have to be really, really careful here, though, not to hit him, not to get stuck on a building. We bounce one, and then we get the nice fire that we were joking about. Then we're going to put on the squeeze job and get around him somehow. But now there's an E6, and now we have to do some more maneuvering. We only have 1 round left, so we're going to put that in. And yeah, that's basically all she wrote because I have no ammo, and yeah, we're just going to die. So, unfortunate end of that game, but still a hell of a result for Himmelsdorf in a tier 8 scout against basically all tier 10s. Terrible matchmaking, really. Probably the absolute worst you can get. But we're able to pick up 5,800 damage, doing the second most damage on our team, just by a little bit. Maybe could have given us a better shot at winning that game with some better decision making with my ammo. Some very questionable shots there throughout, but still a very, very good result. Regardless, just unlucky. Not much you can do. Even the team wasn't that bad. It was just they deployed better. Even we had some good teamwork there in the end. The 75A and the 183. So you don't always win them all, and that's unfortunate, but it's okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. See you. Peace.